What is mindfulness? And how is it a game changer for stress? Now, maybe you've heard of mindfulness, meditation, kind of popular nowadays in the realm of self-care and mental health. It's kind of a buzzword and a catchphrase. And in lots of this industry, there's products behind it, selling everything from yoga clothes, mindfulness meditation, breath work, cold plunge tubs, infrared sauna. And although it is trendy, meditation and mindfulness in itself is thousands of years old. And although meditation is connected to certain traditions, it does not require that you subscribe to a certain religion or belief system in order to understand the concept and reap the benefits. And it is a game changer for stress. My name is Ed Hegan. I'm a mindfulness meditation and breathwork coach. And I also work as a peer support specialist, guiding military veterans and first responders to deal with stress and create inner peace by understanding the nervous system and learning how to regulate their emotions. And I teach mindfulness and breath work as a couple of tools that people can use to deal with stress. And if you've never really heard of mindfulness meditation, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. We are born into these bodies, and these bodies have brains, our central nervous system. And our entire perception of the world is based upon the five senses. What are we seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling? And all the sensory input that we receive throughout our lives comes through these five senses. And if something happens that makes us fearful, part of our brain gets activated, like the amygdala. It's like the fire alarm, sensing danger. And if we want to use our brains for creativity, reasoning, imagination, parts of the brain like the prefrontal cortex or the hippocampus come online. And so our brains are kind of scanning the environment and looking around for something that could potentially be a threat, a danger, or something that could be valuable and can be a resource. And so our brains take in this information through the five senses. And so when we start to recognize that all the experience we have in the world come through our five senses, we can start to practice awareness around how our brains and our bodies are reacting to certain stimuli in our environment. Now, this stimuli is meant to protect us. So if we're sensing something dangerous, like there's a tiger coming after us, we can go into fight or flight mode. And that's really helpful if we need to fight off a tiger or flee. But we can also recognize when our bodies and brains are reacting to perceived threats that are not really dangerous, but they can activate those parts of our brain. And when we practice awareness around that, we can start to unpack why we are responding and reacting that way. So if you've ever gotten overwhelmed, stressed out, or anxious, which is just part of the human condition, it's natural and normal for everybody to experience that. Well, there's a good chance that your monkey mind is on overdrive, jumping all over the place, wreaking havoc in your life. And when I say the monkey mind, I mean the thinking mind. That thinking mind that is constantly jumping around sometimes. And usually it's replaying a thought over and over again on a loop about something that happened yesterday. And replaying conversations about things we shoulda, coulda said, shoulda, woulda done. Or it can be worrying about things that might happen tomorrow, stressing out about all the possibilities and potential about what could go wrong and what could happen. So if we notice ourselves stuck in one of those states of the monkey mind, jumping all over the place, and we are feeling overwhelmed with emotions and thoughts and feelings as a result of the stories that we're telling ourselves about the scenarios that are being created by our mind, we can simply become aware of the fact that our monkey mind is jumping all over the place. And we can give that monkey mind a task. That task can be something as simple as simply pay attention to your breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling up your belly. And hold it for a few seconds. And slowly release it like smoke. And just in the simple instruction of taking a breath in through the nose and filling up the belly, we are choosing to be mindful of how we're breathing, and we're giving that monkey mind a task, and therefore it is not consumed with thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, because we're giving it a task. And in that simple shift, there is a power. There's a saying that goes, the mind makes a great servant, but a terrible master. So if we notice that our monkey mind is driving the bus and in control of our lives, it's time for us to get that monkey out of the driver's seat and either put him in a timeout or give him a task like paying attention to the breathing. Breathe into the belly, breathe through the nose, hold that breath for a few seconds. But the breath is also a very powerful way for us to anchor ourselves into our bodies, to connect ourselves to the body. We can even anchor ourselves and ground ourselves into the present moment through the use of the five senses. And if, let's say, we're walking around somewhere or we're out somewhere, we can simply ask ourselves, what am I seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching? And in this way, we can tap into our five senses. We can connect ourselves more deeply to our bodies, to our breath, and we can connect more deeply to the present moment. And in that way, we're also more deeply connected to each other, because if we're grounded and present, everything we do from that place is of higher quality. Not only the way that we breathe, but the choices we make about how we speak, what we say, who we interact with, the choices that we make about our lives, they all stem from this state. So could it be that sometimes in our lives we are making choices, making decisions, speaking words, making plans from a place of fear, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, anxiousness? And if we are, can we improve the quality of our lives and reduce our stress by choosing to ground ourselves, using the power of mindfulness, becoming aware of our breath, breathing intentionally, connecting to our bodies, connecting to the present moment, and then choosing to speak words, make a phone call, have a conversation, make important life decisions, not from a place of stress and anxiety and fear, but to then make decisions, choices, words that we choose to speak from a place of peace, being grounded, being peaceful, being relaxed. And instead of reacting like we do sometimes when we're in a state of fear and fight or flight, we can instead choose our response to whatever's happening in our world. And it's a really powerful shift that we can make. It's a way for us to honor ourselves and love ourselves by grounding ourselves in peace and letting all the decisions, the words we speak, the relationships we have, the connections we make, the work that we do, come from a place of grounded quality and mindfulness. And so this not only reduces our stress by literally bringing our stress hormones down, because when we choose to focus that mindfulness on breathing deeply into the belly using the diaphragm, we literally can shift our bodies from this state of fight or flight into a state of rest and digest. This brings our stress hormones down, our cortisol and adrenaline come down, and it opens us up to connect in a healthy way. This is where we can allow healthy neurotransmitters, bonding neurotransmitters like oxytocin and healthy serotonin to come through and let the stress hormones come down. And that's a real gift we can give ourselves. It's an opportunity to relax our bodies so our immune system can come back up and fight anything that's coming into our system. It can fight stress. It can help us sleep better. It can improve the quality of our digestion. And it can improve the quality of the relationship we have with ourselves, within our own body, with the present moment, with each other, and just have a healthier relationship with life in general, overall. Ourselves, other people, the present moment, and our whole existence. So that in a nutshell is mindfulness. And it is a game changer because it gives us actionable tools that we can use. So remember, if you find yourself stressed out, anxious, or overwhelmed, if you're feeling burnt out, you can give that monkey mind a task and simply take a deep breath through the nose, filling up the belly. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. And continue to breathe deeply into the belly, focusing that monkey mind on a task. Ground yourselves into your body, into the present moment, connecting with yourself, connecting with the present moment and each other. And let the choices you make about the rest of your day come from that place of being grounded and relaxed. So hopefully that helps. If you want to learn more about mindfulness meditation, you can always send me a DM, or you can book a free discovery call at edwoodstock.com. And if you're interested in receiving a guided meditation that's custom tailored for your life and the challenges you're facing, you can send me a DM and we can talk a little bit about what the pain points and challenges are in your life currently. And we can find a mindfulness meditation that can help you to unpack some of that stuff. Practice greater awareness. Create a mindfulness around some of the things that are challenging you. Ground yourself. Breathe deeply. And let some of that stuff go. So, hope you found that helpful. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody that you think might benefit from its message. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time.